it do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video I am here to bring you a tag video. I don't do very many tags, just a lot of them just don't really pique my interest, to be honest, but this is a tag that I feel as though I must participate in. It's about indie brands, and if you guys know me at all, I love participating and supporting indie brands. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get into it. Okay, I do want to preface this by saying I believe this will be my first video up with this background. I have moved around my room a little bit, which has given me a new background. I kind of like this. I feel like my camera is able to focus on me a lot better and my lighting is better. So definitely let me know how you guys feel about that. But what I need to do is find the video. I really hope I can find the video. So let me get the video so I can find the questions and then I'll be right back. Okay, so this tag was created by Bad to the Bone. I actually recently followed her with the suggestion by Karen Harris. She made a video talking about YouTubers. I was one of the YouTubers, which I still am in awe about, and she was one of the YouTubers as well, or it might have been one of the mentions that was done by Amy Loves Makeup. It was one of those two. But either way, I saw this video and I actually watched it. I never really watched tag videos, and this actually kept me interested all the way through. So yeah, let's just kind of get into it. The first question is, what does indie mean to you in terms of homemade, private labeled, or independently owned? For me, I'm not really a stickler on homemade or machine made. To me, that doesn't really matter. My thing is if it's privately owned. So obviously that's going to include the Etsy brands, that's going to include the brands that are like Instagram brands, and it even includes some really big brands like Dose of Colors, such and such. Now I will say I do, in my opinion, consider even like Fenty indie brand, and I know she's technically owned by a parent company, the same parent company that owns Kat Von D, but to me that parent company doesn't actually influence the brand and how the brand is being run. To me, that parent company has just been there for resources, and I'm not gonna fault somebody for wanting the resources that that company can provide, you know what I mean? And like other brands such as like Too Faced, pre their parent company, they were very much in control of how they're being done, but post parent company, it feels as though they're not nearly as in control. They're doing a lot more releases. Their releases are a lot trashier, in my opinion. So for me, it's more about that. As for private labeling, I don't care if the products are private labeled, as long as the brand has some input on what the products are. So there are some brands who literally just like go to the factory and be like, yes, I want that exact palette, make a million of for me, or they'll be like, I want to use your formula, but I want to put in these particular colors. So to me, that's the differentiation. And yeah, that's kind of how I determine whether a brand is indie or not. What are your top 3 indie brands? What? I don't understand the question. Let's be serious. This is like hurting my heart. I remember now why I was avoiding doing this tag. Okay, let's think. I think I'm gonna pick a brand from each kind of category that I love to purchase from. So when it comes to Etsy, I love Kristen Lee. I think she is my #1 brand, and I think that's mainly because I found her when she was small. I mean small, and I've loved her from first day till now. And also her customer service is insane. When she was a lot smaller, I would just be buying singles from her left and right, And sometimes I would buy the exact same single I already had from her, and she recognized it and she'd say, hey, you already have the single, do you want to switch it out for something else? She's always had tremendous customer service towards me, and I will never forget that. And she's also been a really good big brand when it came to reposting me. And don't get me wrong, that's not gonna sway me too much, but just her customer service and just the connection that I have to that brand, she is definitely going to be one of the top 3 indie brands that I support, and just are my top 3 indie brands. Next, I think ooh, this is stupid hard. Next, next I have to say Divina Cosmetics. I love Divina, and I'm gonna say Divina because I love both her metallics, her shimmers, her glitters. I love almost every formula that she's come out with, and that is hard to come by. A lot of brands, they shine with their metallic formula, their shimmer formula, even their metallic and glitter formulas, their duochrome formulas. They shine with those, but they struggle in their mattes. And so, yeah, I think that's why Divina has won number 2 for me. And number 3, ooh, this is so hard. Because I have a brand that I want to say, but I'm not as in love with their latest palette because they changed factories. And then I have another brand that it's like my, almost getting to like my top palette, but that's the only palette that I like. I didn't like the other palette. Okay, I've made my decision. I'm gonna go with Menagerie Cosmetics. This will be going up after my review of their latest palette, so I'm just gonna say it. I love the first 2 big palettes that I got from them. I'm not as in love with the last palette. I love the color scheme, love it. I love the matte formula, love it. But the metallic formula is not where their old metallic formula is, and that's kind of why I'm like iffy on it. But I have to say, they're a brand that overall has been consistent to me, and I have purchased without knowing things sometimes. So yeah, Menagerie Cosmetics is my 3rd top palette. Next question. Which indie brands have disappointed you and why? Ooh. I haven't had very many disappointments. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Ooh, let me get the palette because I never remember the brand. Hold on. Okay, so I can think of 3 brands that I have been disappointed with purchasing wise. One brand that I actually still have the product is this right here. I got this from Oh My Glitter Cosmetics, and this was expensive. Now don't get me wrong, nobody put a gun to my head, nobody forced me to buy this palette, but they were hyping this palette up and I wanted it. I did. And this is basically comprised of multi-chromes. Majority of these are multi-chrome, except for the 2 shades down here, which is a black and a white. The white is trash, actual trash. It barely has any pigmentation. You can't get anything from it. And the black, there's pigmentation, but it's super dry. So those are that. And the metallics, they're okay, but it's just not like worth it. It was not worth the money that I spent on it, regardless of the uniqueness of the packaging. And some of the packaging is actually chipped off. So, and this part actually fell out in my drawer, and I noticed it and I was able to pop it back in. So overall, it wasn't as luxurious as the price tag was. The luxurious was not cheap, and it's like a cheap, you know, palette that they just glued this top part on. So that was highly disappointing to me. And yeah, I'm not a fan of this company. Never purchased again after this experience. And yeah, that's how I feel about that company. Next, ooh, I thought of another one. Peach and Pearl. So they're an indie brush company, and I had a not so pleasant experience, customer service experience with them, and it's very unfortunate because one of the brushes that I got is actually the perfect cutting lid brush for me. I mean, I can cut my lid within seconds with that brush. But long story short, they shipped me my package and a month went by and I didn't receive it. And yes, it's coming from the UK, but a month going by and I hadn't received it, it seemed like a problem. So I contacted the brand and I was like, hey, you know, I haven't received my package. Like, could you tell me tracking wise, like where it's at? They told me that it had been lost. So they decided to send me a second package, which I'm thinking that's beautiful customer service. Thank you so much. Good to go. Then the second package came, but lo and behold, it was actually the first package. So when I got the first package, you know, I was happy, whatever. Then I found that it was two. So I contacted them. I was like, hey, you know, I got two of my order. What do you want me to do? And they were like, well, ship it back. Here's the address. They didn't give me, you know, the packing label or anything like that. And I completely understand you're an indie brand. So all of these things are really coming out of your bottom line. But I wasn't the one who said the package was lost. You said the package was lost. You offered to send me the package, a second package. You know, I don't know if I still don't understand. I still don't know if I'm being petty or not. But long story short, because of that interaction, I am not purchasing from that brand again. And like I said, it's unfortunate because that one brush is perfect for cutting my eyes. Third is Strobe Cosmetics. I've only purchased metallic shades from them, and when I purchased them, everybody was hyping up their metallic formula. So I was like, you know, these are people that I trust. Let me try this formula. I tried the formula and it leaves very little to be desired. I don't really like it. And I actually have decluttered all of the shadows except for maybe one because it's really unique. I've decluttered all of them out of my collection. So that was super annoying. And then come to find out, right after I ordered from them, they were reformulating all their metallics. So I just ordered this like bottom barrel formulation that they already knew wasn't perfect. So I was heated. I have not purchased anything from Strobe Cosmetics since. And then the last, I thought of two more. Now, I don't know if my reasonings are what she meant, but this is how I'm gonna go. This Kush palette from Peachy Queen, I was highly disappointed in. The mattes have hard pan in them. Hard pan. The best shades out of here are these like glittery shades. That's it. The metallics are not that good, but all the mattes have hard pan. That's disappointing. And honestly, I'm just gonna depot the shades that I like and throw the rest of the palette away because I'm not gonna use the palette. Like it's not gonna happen. So I might as well get what I can from the palette and have less clutter in my collection. Next, Ace Beauty. I've been able to get the formula to work, but I'm just disappointed in the formula overall. And I don't know what it is about me and why I can't get it to work for me, but I just don't like it. And if you're wondering why my palette looks like this, it's a Frankenstein palette between this palette and the more colorful one. So yeah, it's a Frankenstein palette. Next, Nabla Cosmetics. I have tried not only this palette, but also the singles from them. I don't get the hype. I don't understand. I don't like it. This palette worked, but it was very subtle, and I could have done this with other palettes in my collection. I didn't need to buy this. So because Nabla is so hyped up, yeah, I'm disappointed. Now don't get me wrong, their liquid lipstick formula, delicious. Actually delicious. But everything else, from what I've tried, I don't like it. And then the last brand that I've been disappointed in, and this brand I feel like out of all of them, I've been disappointed in worse, because this is Michelou Cosmetics. They dropped this palette which was gorgeous, gorgeous, but the mattes have hard pan, the metallics are okay, and the mattes have hard pan. So what am I getting out of this palette? Nothing. And the worst part about it is that they said they reformulated, and then they sent a palette to Paulina Beauty, and then they didn't even reformulate. So it's disappointing, very disappointing. But I bet you what, I'm about to depot these shadows that I like and get rid of the palette, because why am I keeping them in my collection? I'm not going to use them. So I'm glad I did this tag, because this tag just helped me to declutter and defluff. Okay, number 4, which indie brands have you not tried yet that you really want to try? Lethal Cosmetics. I really want to try Lethal Cosmetics. I want to try, what is their brand? The brand with the trio palettes that went viral. And Caladios Cosmetics. I want to try their brand. I wanted to originally try the Deep Sea Luster palette, but I didn't like the top row. I felt like I don't need to purchase a palette if I'm not going to touch the top row, so I didn't. And then the 3 palettes that they just came out with, I don't like a full palette. So like the one with the pink, or the mauve and the blue, it has a shimmery black. I don't want that. The all green and the mustardy one, I have that in my collection. And then the other one's the neutrals. So they just haven't come out with something that I actually can pull the trigger on, but I do want to try that brand. And there's probably a stupid amount others. Terra Moon Cosmetics, I want to try their brand. I'm highly interested in that brand. And like I said, there are probably others that I can think of. If I really wanted to, I can go to my makeup wish list on my phone. Let's see. A lot of these brands I've tried, I just haven't gotten all the things. Clarity Cosmetics, I want to try Clarity Cosmetics. M Cosmetics, I want to try them. Glaminatrix Cosmetics, all these brands I've been wanting to try for like, I don't even know how long now. So yes, I have an obscene amount of brands that I would like to try. If you could own an entire product collection from one brand, what brand would it be? Right now, ooh, that's hard. Ooh, that's very hard. Because I'm trying not to be as wasteful, the one brand it would be Jordan's Tisha, and it would be their glowy blushes. I really want all 3 of those glowy brushes, and I can't bring myself to buy all 3 of them. So if I could buy a whole collection from a brand, it would be those glowy blushes. Yeah, it would be those. Number 6, what unique product and or concept have indie brands brought to the table that wow, let's start over. What unique product and or concept have indie companies brought to the table that big brands have not? Everything. Let's get serious. Liquid lipsticks, duochromes, multichromes, even metallics with glitter, all came from indie brands, in my opinion. So yeah, a lot. Number 7, what are your 3 favorite products that you own from indie brands? Well, of course it's going to be eyeshadow, right? Let's see, is it eyeshadow? Yeah, it's eyeshadow. So my Whale Song palette from Menagerie Cosmetics, Lick and Lashes Playful palette, and ooh, and my Dragon Child palette from Menagerie Cosmetics. Yeah, those are my favorite products. If I had to get rid of all my other we're just gonna go with it and keep going, even though I have so many beautiful makeup products from indie brands. Next, 8. If you could collaborate with one indie brand, which one would it be and what would you create? I think I would have to want to collaborate with Kristen Lee. Like I said, I have such a connection with that brand. She would be the first brand I would want to collaborate with, and I would want to create bronzers. You guys know I love bronzers. I love testing out bronzers, and that would be a brand I would want to test it out with. She hasn't come out with anything other than like metallic and multi-chromes, so it would be like far down in her product line range, but I would love to collaborate with her with bronzers. I think that would be really, really cool. What is one thing you wish indie brands did more of? And this is the, did I skip a question? I skipped a question. No, I didn't. This is the last question. What do I think? I think I wish that indie brands would, well, they're already, what I wish right now from indie brands is something that I honestly would wish from bigger brands as well. And it would be to give more love to really, really small creators. Because most of the people that are purchasing from these indie brands that are actual influencers are these small YouTubers, small Instagrammers, small bloggers. And although they don't have a huge audience right now, they may in the future. And whether it's reposting their Instagram photos, whether it's even putting them on their story, whether it's actually sending them PR, whatever it is, I just feel like not only supporting those who are in like the 10 to plus 10,000 plus subscriber range, really going into those micro influencers and getting them before they get big. I think not only would that be good for the influencer, but that would be good for the brand, because you have a lot of brands that once an influencer gets to like the 10, not even 10, to like the 5 to 10 range, that's when brands really start to reach out to them. But if a brand were able to reach out to people before that, you'll get better influence with that influencer, and they'll be more likely to continue to support your brand when they get big, or even to just, you know what I mean? I hope that sounds like what I want it to be. I think that would be more of a beneficial relationship for both sides and not just one side. So yeah, I think that's what I would wish for indie brands to do. But yeah, I want to thank Bad to the Bone, or Bad to the Bone. I want to thank Bad to the Brow for creating this tag. This was actually really fun and very challenging. Very, very challenging. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, y'all, it has been real. Peace.